it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a book haul. So I ended up finishing my Read What You Own challenge. I ended up reading 25 books that I own either physically or on my Kindle library or my Audible library. And I ended up finishing that recently. Also, June is my birthday month, so I might have splurged a little bit. So yeah, if you want to see what I got in my haul, just keep watching. So we will start with historical romances, and I did pick up A Week to Be Wicked by Tessa. This has been on my wish list for a while, and I wanted to get it. So this one I have not read, but I have read, I think 2 or 3 from Tessa, and then I have one on my shelf. So I want to get some more because I did like the 2 that I read from her. And so this one is about Minerva Highwood. She's one of Spindle Cove's confirmed spinsters, needs to be in Scotland. Colin Sandhurst, Lord Payne, a rake of the First Order, needs to be anywhere but Spindle Cove. These unlikely partners have 1 week to fake an elopement, to convince family and friends they're in love, to outrun armed robbers, to survive their worst nightmares, to travel 400 miles without killing each other, always sharing a very small carriage by day and an even smaller bed by night. What they don't have time for is their growing attraction, much less wild passion, and heaven forbid they spend precious hours burying their hearts and souls. Suddenly 1 week seems like exactly enough time to find a world of trouble, and maybe, just maybe, everlasting love. So this one seems like a forced proximity with some like adventure in it. So that seems fun, and I can't wait to get to it. Then the other historical romance that I picked up is a recommendation from B. She actually mentioned in one of her videos that this is maybe like connected to the Wallflower series by Lisa Kleypas, and I absolutely loved that series. So I wanted to give this one a try, and that one is again The Magic by Lisa Kleypas. Lady Aline Marsden was brought up to marry a man of her own class, but from the moment she meets John McKenna, she risks everything to be with him. Although their love is forbidden, McKenna's passion for the beautiful Aline is too compelling to deny. When their secret is discovered, their world is shattered. McKenna is forced to leave forever, unaware that the only reason Aline has given him up is to save him. Now McKenna has returned, a powerful man determined to take revenge against the woman who broke his heart. But the magic between them burns as fiercely as ever, and as McKenna uncovers Aline's deepest secret, together they discover a love that will defy fate itself. And as McKenna uncovers Aline's deepest secret, together they discover a love that will defy fate itself. So this one just sounds intriguing, and I can't wait to get to this one as well. And thank you, B, for letting me know that I need to read this. Next one I picked up is simply because I enjoyed one of the author's books and I wanted to pick up more. And that one is In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. You all know I love The House on Cerulean Sea, so of course I picked this one up. So this one is about... It says, in a strange little home built into the branches of a grove of trees live 3 robots: fatherly inventor android Giovanni Lawson, a pleasantly sadistic nurse machine, and a small vacuum desperate for love and attention. Victor Lawson, a human, lives there too. They're a family, hidden and safe. Then one day, Vic salvages and repairs an unfamiliar android labeled Hap, and he learns of a shared dark past between Hap and Geo, a past spent hunting humans. When Hap unwittingly alerts robots from Geo's former life to their whereabouts, the family is no longer hidden and safe. Geo is captured and taken back to his old laboratory in the city of Electric Dreams. So together, the rest of Vic's assembled family must journey across an unforgiving and otherworldly country to rescue Geo from decommissioning or worse, reprogramming. Along the way to save Geo, amid conflicted feelings of betrayal and affection for Hap, Vic must decide for himself. Can he accept love with strings attached? So, this one seems intriguing, and I just have to show you guys how beautiful it is. I ended up getting it at Barnes & Noble, so it is a signed copy too. But look at, I'm going to guess it's some part of some sort. And then there's the side, or the spine. And then here's the beautiful pages. on the inside, and that's on both the front and the back. So I just thought it was a really pretty book. And then again, like I said, it was a signed copy from Barnes & Noble, so I had to pick it up. Next one I got is The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. Like I said, I did love Real that I read. I believe it was last summer I read it. Ended up loving it, so I wanted to try more by Kennedy Ryan. And so I saw this one in Barnes & Noble, so I picked it up. In a world of haves and have-nots, Maxim Cade's family has it all, and he wants nothing to do with it. At odds with his mogul father, he's determined to build his own empire, even if it means traveling far from home. Painted as the black sheep, Lennox Hunter is the exception to every one of Maxim's rules. Protesting the oil pipeline that threatens to destroy her ancestral land, she meets Maxim in a flurry of stars and sparks. That one moment changes everything, and it changes nothing. Maxim's family is still the one stealing from hers, and his father is still the man she hates most. He lies to have her once, and despite the truth, he'll do anything to keep her. Lennox tries to hate Maxim, but the inexorable pull between them across miles and years will not be denied, and neither will Maxim. So that one sounds intriguing, kind of like a potentially a hate to love, maybe second chance because it says between years. So I'm intrigued. Again, I really enjoyed Kennedy Ryan's writing, so can't wait to get to this one. Next one I picked up from Barnes & Noble as well, and that one is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. This one was popular during the Christmas season, and so I wanted to pick it up and give it a try, maybe read it this coming winter. It says, two best friends fake date to reach their holiday happily ever after in this first romantic comedy in the Lovelight series. So first in a series, I know it's set in a Christmas tree farm, and like I said, it's friends to lovers, I believe. Yeah, friends to lovers, but also with fake dating. So I can't wait to get to this one. Seems really cute. Next, I picked up a series by Elsie Silver, and let me see, what is it called? I believe it's a Chestnut Springs. I think it's the Chestnut Springs series. I could be wrong, but I picked these up because these are very popular on BookTube in the romance community, so I really wanted to try it. I believe all of them are small town. So Heartless is a small town single dad romance. Sounds good. Flawless, small town enemies to lovers romance. Probably like this one. And then Powerless. And that was a small town friends to lovers romance. So all of them, like I said, are small town with different tropes, and they've been popular, so I just wanted to try them. I don't know much about them other than, like I said, small town, and that a few people have recommended them on YouTube, and so I wanted to give them a try. So next I have a couple of books that I picked up that I've already read, but I wanted to own hard copies of. And that one is Real by Kennedy Ryan. You guys already know that I enjoyed this one, and I really enjoyed her writing, and was one of my faves of last year. So I wanted to pick it up a copy. So again, this is about Neva and Cannon is a director who's well known. Neva's an upcoming actress. She's cast in one of his films, and there's like this growing attraction, but they're kind of fighting it because, there's connotations for that. And so, yeah, it goes from there. I definitely enjoyed it. There is some representation for like illness in this one, for chronic illness, and so it was really good. I definitely an adult, beautiful romance. And then the next one I picked up was 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. I absolutely love this when I read it during like the Christmas season, and it is just fun with like some depth. It definitely has a Legally Blonde element to it. Her boyfriend at the time dumps her on Halloween because he just doesn't think she's serious enough. And then of course she wants to get revenge because she's supported him over the years, and they've been together quite some time. And so like she does like silly things, kind of like something like with his dry cleaning, and then like his air vents have glitter in his car. And then she matches with his friend, not his friend, she matches with his boss on a dating site. And she's like, okay, that's really payback. What if I show up to this, his work party or his work Christmas party on the arm of, his boss? And so it goes from there. And I really enjoyed it. And so like there's kind of like some conflict as it goes on, because she has real feelings for this guy. So definitely enjoyed it. It was fun with some depth. The next one I picked up, again, I already own a copy of, but I had to get another one because this one is gorgeous. And that one is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This is just beautiful. I mean, it has laser cut right here of Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet, and it's blue, and then you have these gorgeous pages. I don't know, it was just really beautiful, and I loved this book last year. It was, again, one of my favorite reads from last year, and I do have one that matches this style, The Secret Garden, so I wanted to get one that matched. When I saw it, I was like, I have to get it. So I did. And yeah, it's really pretty, and I love this classic. The next one I got is a special edition by Steamy Lit, and that one is Love in Other Words. I've been wanting to get a special edition of this one because it is one of my faves. And again, this one is by Christina Lauren, and it just is gorgeous. My favorite color is green, and the cover is green, so it's so pretty. It was meant to be. So I have to show you. It does have the book cover like this that you just saw, but then it has another side for when Macy and Elliot are kids and they meet in the book room or in like her book closet. Yeah, so it is just gorgeous. So it has that side, and then of course it has when they're older, and it is a signed copy too, so I had to get it. So yeah, it's just gorgeous with all the books. So this one is a second chance romance, and it spans from when they are younger to when they are older. Something happens and it separates them, and then they come back as adults and they realize that they still have feelings for each other, and it goes from there. I love this one so much. The next one I have is actually one that my husband bought me. He knows somebody from work who wrote a book. He's actually, let's read it. So he's retiring from the army, and he ended up reading a book, and this is his debut novel, and it's called The Breaker, and it's by D. Aaron Santana, and I'll read the back. So it says, his life was lovely once, before an unspeakable tragedy tore it all apart. Alone and tormented by the loss of his family, Ryland Beam had resolved to die, but fearing he had squandered his life, he decided to do something worthwhile on the way out. Now with a list of 21 names and a hammer, he embarks on a cross-country journey to make a difference. The Breaker is the first novel in a multi-part series chronicling the journey of a serial killer who believes his killings are justified. Yeah, so this is his debut novel, and yeah. It's also signed too, which I thought was cool. So I can't wait to get to this one. It does seem quite intriguing. And last but not least are my book of the month picks. So the first one is actually my book of the month choice, and that one is The Wishing Game by Meg Shaffer. This one seemed intriguing. So Lucy Hart knows better than anyone what it's like to grow up without parents who loved her. In a childhood marked by neglect and loneliness, Lucy found her solace in books, namely the Clock Island series by Jack Masterson. Now a 26-year-old teacher's aide, Lucy is able to share her love of reading with bright young students, especially 7-year-old orphan Christopher Lamb. Lucy would give anything to adopt Christopher, but even the idea of becoming a family seems like an impossible dream without proper funds and stability. Just when Lucy is about to give up, Jack Masterson announces he's finally written a new book. Even better, he is holding a contest at his home on the real Clock Island, and Lucy is one of the 4 lucky contestants chosen to compete to win the one and only copy. For Lucy, the chance of winning the most sought-after book in the world means everything to her and Christopher. But first, she must contend with ruthless book collectors, wily opponents, and the distractingly handsome and grumpy Hugo Reese, the illustrator of the Clock Island books. Meanwhile, Jack the Mastermind, Masterson, is plotting the ultimate twist ending that could change all their lives forever. So this one definitely has like a mystery element, some sort of like romance, and maybe like a found family. So it just sounded intriguing. And then obviously a premise is based around a book. So I was like, okay, all of that just sounds amazing. So I picked this as my choice for book of the month for June. And then, of course, book of the month, if you are a BFF, which I am, you get a book on your birthday or for your birthday month, and June is my birthday month. So I ended up choosing Abby Jimenez, Part of Your World, and I ended up getting this one for free for my birthday, which I thought is a neat little perk that book of the month has. So this one says, after a wild bet, gourmet grilled cheese sandwich. After a wild bet, gourmet grilled cheese sandwich, and cuddle with a baby goat, Alexis Montgomery has had her world turned upside down. The cause, Daniel Grant, a ridiculously hot carpenter who's 10 years younger than her, and as casual as they come, the complete opposite of sophisticated city girl Alexis. And yet their chemistry is undeniable. While her ultra-wealthy parents want her to carry on the family legacy of world-renowned surgeons, Alexis doesn't need glory or fame. She's fine with being a mere ER doctor, and every minute she spends with Daniel in the tight-knit town where he lives, she's discovering just what's really important. Yet letting their relationship become anything more than a short-term fling would mean turning her back on her family and giving up the opportunity to help thousands of people. Bringing Daniel into her world is impossible, and yet she can't just give up the joy she's found with him either. With so many differences between them, how can Alexis possibly choose between her world and his? So this one seems like a bit of a small town, age gap, seems intriguing, and I've heard good things about this. A lot of people really enjoy Abby Jimenez, and so I have collected a couple of her books, and I just need to start reading them. But this is one of her more popular ones, so I figured I'd give it a go as like my birthday gift to myself. So from book of the month. So yeah, I can't wait. So I ended up having quite a few books that I hauled this month, and I'm excited to read all of them. I gotta find room on my shelves, which are getting smaller and smaller. So let me know what you picked up recently in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye.